Hi, this is Kelly from The Truth in Story, and I am back one more time. Well, I can't promise it's going to be the last one on charm casting because I'm quite enthralled with it, but I did, and I'm going to try to keep this very quick because obviously I don't have to go into a lot of detail, but I did finish up my Lenormand set of charms, and I was so excited. I just wanted to share it with you real quickly. If you live in the United States, Hobby Lobby is having a 50% off sale on quite a few of their different charm lines, and so I was able to get quite a lot of charms. Well, I didn't have a whole lot more to go, but there was a lot of charms that could have been used, you know, that was 50% off, little sets of charms. Like, there were quite a few different brands. In particular, there was this Storybook brand. I know that this castle was from that, and this little book and this little letter. There were quite a few in there that had, I think the stag was from that. I was able to finish up quite a lot of the Grand Lenormand, the Grand Tableau from that particular set, and they were 50% off. And again, there were a couple different charm brands. You had to kind of hit all the rows where they might be charms, and there were quite a few that were 50% off. So if you are doing charms or trying to finish, I know there was at least one person I know who was trying to finish up a charm set. You might, if you're in the United States, you might want to head to Hobby Lobby because of that sale. So anyways, here's a quick look at my Grand Tableau, and I won't go too in depth. I'll just show the ones that are different. I have this little unicorn for my rider. There's not a person riding on its back, but it gives the essence of a riding, and it has a horse and can point in the right direction. I wasn't going too literally, as long as it kind of gave the essence. I obviously have a clover. I think I had that before. The journey. I got this, I know today, was a little castle that I got for the house. I got this. I had a tree. Now, I just like this. It was $1, and I just couldn't resist it. It was kind of two-toned, and it was so obviously a tree. I couldn't resist. I did have this little Tree of Life charm, but it's so lightweight. It's so thin and lightweight that I felt like it just wasn't very balanced. I'll use that for a craft project. I had the hardest time with two, actually. The clouds and the mice were the hardest one. So for the clouds, I ended up getting this genie bottle. I actually quite like this because I believe I'm almost positive there is a genie lamp in the mystical Lenormand. Anyways, I'm just thinking clouds coming in. I know genie, typically, obviously, a genie lamp gives you 3 wishes, but you know how I've talked about this before, that a lot of times in stories, the 3 wishes things does not turn out well for the person. When the genie comes out, he's generally trying to trick you into letting him free and ruining your wishes. So it works for me. I'm just going to go with it until I find something else, but I'm kind of going with the end where the clouds come out as being the dark clouds, and sort of being behind it or at the handle where you have a little bit more control. So it's all in knowing what it is, and that's all that really matters, but I haven't come up with anything else yet better. So I had the snake, I had the lightning for coffin, the bouquet. I can't remember if I don't think I had this. This has like some looks like a bouquet of Queen Anne's lace. I think it's an actual pressed flower. I did pick up a little axe for the scythe, because I like that because it has the sharp end, the back end, and then it also does have the blunt end to poke you in the butt. I had a little bit problems with the whip. I ended up getting this, which I don't even know what it is. If it's a cane, I think it's probably a cane. Or a sword, but it's a strange sword, but it looks like a rod. It almost looks like something's twisted around it too, where it could be a rip, but it has that same idea. You can wallop somebody with a cane, so it works for me. I had the bird, and that's the child. Look what I found. I didn't think I'd find a fox, and look, I found a little fox. So I was really excited about the fox. I didn't find a bear, but I felt like the stag has the same idea, you know, especially when you think about the stag and the, you just have that same sense that the bear does of strength and, you know, all that and protective. You know, I just think it works. I think it's the same energy. A star I know I had. I got a butterfly for the stork. I saw, I think on Kristen's that she did a butterfly, and it makes sense because it's about change and it's about positive change. So the butterfly works for that. I did find a little dog for a dog. Then I have, of course, tower, garden, mountain, pass. I really like my pass. Mouse was a hard one to find. I'm still looking. Nobody had mice. I thought that would be an easy one. But I found this little skull and crossbones, which makes me think of poison or chemicals that are eating away at something. So it works for me for now. I had the heart, a ring. Look at this cute little book I found. Now they did have this kind of like a photo thing, but it looks just like a book. And they did have some actual like little books, but they were like lightweight against all the heavier stuff. I just didn't think that would work. This is probably actually a purse, but it kind of looks like a letter, and it actually, the top of the envelope actually opens up, which is adorable. I could stick a little letter in there. But for right now, it looks like a letter. It looks like an envelope to me, so I'm going with it. I had the significators. I couldn't find a lily, and I didn't want like a rose or something else. So I ended up finding this fleur-de-lis. I think that's what they're called, a fleur-de-lis. And I thought this actually worked because, you know, it's about harmony and family, and it's also about sexuality because the lilies have the stamen. And so I just felt like that worked. For now, it works. I had the sun and the moon and the key, and I found this cute little fish for fish. How cute is that? And then I had the anchor and the cross. So this is my grand tableau. So I was really excited to finish that up. And I did find a couple other, I'm going to move those out of the way now. I ended up taking some more things out. So I'm keeping obviously all those things. I ended up keeping Breathe, Believe, Simplify, Imagine, and Listen out of the one set that I had. So I kept 6 with Journey. 6 of them I didn't keep. So I kept those words. I had that. I think I had most of the. I'm keeping these because I really liked all my meanings. Family, I still have that one. Oh, I did find my little porcupine that I knew I had somewhere. How cute. I hope it's zooming in or focusing, but how cute is that? And I kind of using this more like protectiveness. You know how you know, they kind of are warning and they're also protecting themselves. So I have that idea of protection. So I found that was deep in my closet. I had all these. And yeah, all these are the ones I had and showed you in the last video. Oh, except for this one I found because it was $1 for 2 of them. So I just like that idea. I think, again, Kristen, I think, who I linked to before, I believe she had a mask of some sort in hers. Well, I want to say maybe it was black. But I just like that idea of something being masked and not being what it is, or a situation not being quite what you think it is. So I kept these on top of obviously the 36, or 7, 8, 9, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 5, 6, 7, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. So I have about 59 things. I did remove some things. Some things I had doubles. Like I did remove this because I did kind of feel like it was the same energy as the mandala. So I removed that. Obviously I removed this tree of 1 because I ended up getting a regular tree. For right now, I like the Eiffel Tower because it speaks, and this actually showed up. I did a reading for somebody this morning, and it was awesome. It was so on point, and this actually did show up kind of more in that sort of, again, that old black and white musical romance versus, you know, other kinds of love. I'm going to keep that in. That makes it round number anyways. I ended up taking out the coins because I just saw this little fish and it was so cute and I decided to keep it. I took out one of the keys because I wasn't sure that I need to have 2 keys, and I liked that one for now. Yeah, I took obviously this out because I got a house. I do have a couple extra. I have an extra mask. I have an extra, 2 extra unicorns. And I have an extra axe. So if anybody wants those in their collection and has something maybe they want to trade or something, just let me know, because who knows, maybe I can help somebody. I don't have a lot, but maybe we can swap. Anyways, so that ends up being my set. Look at that. How awesome is this? How awesome is this? Now I got just this little cardboard. I think eventually I will decorate it. Let's see, let me zoom back out now. Whoops, wrong way. Okay. Because you know, you kind of need to get a good shake. And I feel like I couldn't get a good shake before to really mix it up. So there we have my beautiful set. And now I did find out a couple things that are important. Sometimes when things are turned over, it can be that that you don't maybe pay attention to it because it's not relevant. Like I don't pay attention to the word ones that are flipped over. And B, it can also be that there's possibilities there that aren't being manifested. So that's quite interesting. I'm not going to do a reading with this. I just wanted to toss it just so you could see. I will put a picture up of the reading I did this morning without any, obviously, information about the person and with their permission, because I did go through, there's a program called Sketch. I think it's called Sketch, and it lets you like draw. I use it for grand tableaus, actually, for mapping out, you know, arrow mapping out combinations and sort of putting boxes around, you know, after I've taken a picture. And so I used that in order to do this, and it was so awesome. I said, oh, anyways, I'll put a picture at the end of it just so you can see. I was really happy with that reading. It was so on point. It was before I had finished my complete set, but it was so important, and it was so much like reading Lenormand. I mean, I really do, except for then you have layers of things being on top, so that can sometimes mean things are being oppressed and that kind of thing. So there's like all kinds of nuances that come into play. But like here, you can see this sort of, I see right away this sort of 4-card thing, and so we have the clover, so we have a little luck there, but we have the world, so our sense of our bigger place in the world that's being cut, and then we have this little arrow that's pointing in this direction. I kind of like that little arrow. I don't really have, is that sort of pay attention kind of thing, and so I have this sort of something new and beautiful, something that may not be overly long lasting, but something new might become. Again, this is not an actual reading, and you know how I feel about fake readings. So I'm gonna end this because I really didn't want this to be long at all. I just wanted to show you that I did complete my grand tableau. I wanted to put the heads up if you're in the United States and trying to look for this, that Hobby Lobby right now is a good place to go. And that's really all I wanted to do. And I will again put the picture of the reading and how I went about sort of highlighting the areas so that I could talk about it. It's the same way that I do when I do a grand tableau reading, when I offer lots of pictures and I circle things and all that. So I'll put that there also so you can see what kind of jumped to my mind. And the reading was like really apt and very on target. It was fantastic. So oops. So, okay. So this is just another look at charm casting, and I will talk to you later.